him as a person is he really like inspirational dude. Besides like the toxic
Toxicity.
in
Yeah.
quotes, but like just taking his L's and turning them into W's, like turning his L's into lessons and just keeping it moving like that is like, that shit is, it's crazy. It's something that we could take from 2020. Like, if anything, like, yeah, this year was rough, but you just gotta take what you got and keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely take time to heal first, though. Heal, take all the time you need. Don't rush the healing process. Do not rush the healing process. Definitely take your time before, because that trauma comes back at you in ways that you won't even think that it can. Like little things, like, oh shit, like.
How do you heal? Like, what's your process?
My healing process? So something I've been working on is definitely like talking about how I feel, or like expressing. I know I said this earlier, like before, you know me, I was just like, fuck it don't matter. Like, you know, I'm done with them. Like, but like looking at the other part, like if someone does something that I don't like and I just cut them off, it's like, how they gonna know what they did? And it's kind of important to like not just dub shit, you know what I mean? But my healing process would have to be, I isolate myself, just take like, it might not even be a whole day, but like just I like to be by myself. If I could be active in the sense of like going to shoot around, I would. During COVID, that hasn't happened. I played ball a couple times, maybe like 3 times, and I play like with my family or like my bros and stuff. But yeah, so if I'm not playing ball or whatever, I'm just in my room just to myself, or I'm talking to my sister. Shout out to my sister again. She's been helping me like open up about stuff, like being able to be like, you know, you need to talk about it, you need to address it, you can't just keep shutting down. So yeah, talking to her about it, and I be writing, just write it down how I feel, and I'll just address it when I'm ready to address it. Yeah.
You like the 3rd or 4th guest that talk about writing stuff down.
I got a journal, but the thing is, my journal's not gonna be a journal where I write my stuff down. I know myself. It's more so like I need to talk about it. Like,
okay,
if I can write a few things down, I do that. But it's not like I'm writing in my journal. I just write in my notes, like, oh, okay, like this is what happened. Like, I'll just think about like the process and like write it down, and then I'll address it like when I'm ready to address it. And addressing it is very, very scary, because I'm like talking and I'm like shaking, my voice is trembling. And I think I realized that I'm not even scared of like talking about it. I'm just scared of what the other person is gonna think, because I'm not upset. I'm not like upset and trying to make you feel how I feel. I just need you to know, like,
yeah,
that's why
I totally feel you. As a married man, addressing things is like, it's starting to get a little, easier, but it's still like, you don't know how
the other
person's going to react, but you have to tell them.
I don't like that. I mean, like, yes, you have to, but it's like, I got to practice what I preach too. Like, yeah. I got, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, I've been a lot better. This year has definitely been my growth year for sure.
Yeah, I think I think for me, it's been a growth year for my relationship. Of course got married, but like we and we talked about in the last podcast, but we actually been reading this book. We've been reading the 5 love languages.
What's your love language?
So I've my love language is words of affirmation. Okay. I've come to realize that I like feel like I need to hear somebody tell me like great job, or somebody tell me like thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I think those is like, that's very important for me. And then I didn't even realize that like my wife never really knew that, like until we read what it was, and then realizing how hard it is for her to give me words of affirmation is kind of funny. Just because she's not used to that. She's not used to, and I'm always like somebody that's going to hype you up. Like, it's just easy for me. You know what I'm saying? And then hers is quality time, which is hard for me because I like being by myself. So, like for us, it's just something that we continuing to work at. But I'm just glad that, like, we doing it. Like, I'm glad we read the book. We took some time to just get away and stuff. But yeah, that was definitely a thing, man. I would recommend, like, even if you don't, well, you are in a relationship, but I would recommend you read it because, if you figure out what the other person's is and you willing to, do that stuff for them, like, that's just one less thing you gotta, like, worry
and even
about.
in friendships too, like, I didn't even realize that.
For sure.
Like, I have a hard time saying, like, the L word. You knew this, like, you know this. And I remember, like, I was talking about it with my girls, like, yeah, like, I think I am, like, I think, whatever. I'm not trying to get into it, but, I was talking to them and they were like, yo, Cammy, I'm proud of you. Like, you really said it. Like, you really said that, like, or you really acknowledge that you do. Because, like I said, I never used to be, like, emotional and, like, softy and all that stuff. And I didn't even realize that, like, I know I don't do that for guys typically, but I didn't realize that I didn't do that towards my friends. And, like, some of their love languages is words of affirmation. I'm like, shit, like, I don't tell y'all I love y'all enough. Like, y'all really, like, I be thinking, yeah, that's my girls, like, but I don't tell y'all that enough, or I don't say the L word to y'all. So
I've been working on that too with my friend. Like, it's hard. Like, probably just mostly because I'm a dude, but my friends really do be saying, like, I love you, bro. And I'll be like, yeah, man. I appreciate it. Hey, man, I rock with you.
I'm a fuck with you.
You my man, though.
Yeah.
Like, we can use every other word in the dictionary besides, like, I love you. I got and with all this stuff going on, like, it's important to say it. It's important to say it. And I think, for one, this year really showed, who keeping up with you, like, who really care about your well-being. Sure. And, it's just important to always, appreciate people who appreciate you.
And if people are not showing that energy back, snip them off, man. Like, you don't need that shit in your life. Like that.
Don't get cold. Okay. I'm not like the biggest fan of cutting people off. Like, what I will say is, I see what you're saying about don't give your energy. But I also am always like, I want to see people winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I ain't talked to you in a minute, or you ain't talking to me, if I see it's your birthday, if I got your number, or if I was like, then I'll tell you happy birthday. Hope everything good with you. Yeah. I'll be like, hope everything good with you. And you ain't got to hit me up, but just know, on
your end. I guess for me, like, it really depends who you are, because I don't.
I mean, look, if somebody did you dirty, like, look, I've done. It's
not even about someone, like, men doing, like, it's not even about niggas. It's even, like, friendships too. Like, not even just being done dirty, but it's like you put so much into something, and then it's just like the other person don't reciprocate energy on how, like, on the friendship. It's like, it's not going anywhere. I'm gonna cut you off. And they be confused, like, why we ain't talking? I'm not explaining to you why we ain't talking. But that's why I'm getting better at it. I'm gonna tell you instead of just cutting it off. Because sometimes I just be like, what's the point? But,